Hi, and welcome to the Jericho Roadshow. My name is Joan Kulash, and I'll be your host today. Our purpose is to strengthen nonprofits in Lawrence by providing them with pro bono professional assistance in order to help them run their organizations more effectively. Our services are free to the nonprofits thanks to our wonderful Jericho Road volunteers. Our guests today are Leslie Costello, the founder and executive director of the Essex Art Center, along with Les Wood, volunteer extraordinaire and board member of the Essex Art Center. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
I am so happy to finally get you on our show, and what it made me even feel better is that you came to me, right?
Yes, we
begging
did. Yes,
to be on the show, right?
Right.
Right, Leslie?
Your famous spreading, Joan.
Let me just tell you about Leslie. First of all, Leslie is a big ham. She just, she wants to be on TV. She's always wanted to be on TV.
That's not true.
All right, it's not true. Okay, so
I'm happy
I
to be
dragged
here
her
with
in
you,
here
so.
because she's so gorgeous. We had a big, long conversation about our hair the other day and the whole thing. So we've got it all together, right?
Correct.
So what I'd love to do just in the beginning is just to talk just a little bit about Jericho Road as it relates to Essex Art Center. So if you guys could talk just briefly high level about what Essex Art Center is and how Jericho Road has gotten involved, and then we'll get into more of the specifics in terms of your wonderful programs later.
Okay. The Jericho Road has been very wonderful to Essex Art Center, and we've used you for a number of years. I don't know, maybe 7 even?
Pretty darn close.
And we started with a person that came to help us with maybe our board development, I think. But we've covered almost everything with people from Jericho Road.
Yeah.
And so our most successful story is Ron Hilbink, who came to us to do our strategic planning with us. And,
way back.
And he hasn't left. He's been, now he's the president of our board, so he's been wonderful. But in overall, probably all the things that Jericho Road has brought for us, it's free of cost, and it was probably a total of $50,000 worth of professional work. So it's been very good for a nonprofit organization.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, really great, and it's all people that just volunteer.
And
so
I think
less too.
Yeah, Les, maybe we could just ad-lib a little bit. I know I didn't discuss this with you, but you've been a Jericho Road volunteer before, not with Essex Art Center, but...
Yes, I've done other work for Jericho Road with class and with the Berkeley Retirement Home.
Right, and you've been leveraging in particular your gorgeous photography, which is absolutely stunning. And we're going to be seeing some photographs that...
Yes, some photographs that I've taken of the Art Center and of related activities.
But but some of the landscapes that you've done, really, one of these days we're going to just have to feature you because it is absolutely stunning.
All the local places that he's captured on film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was what first got me associated with the Essex Art Center. Leslie was kind enough to show some of my pictures in the gallery at the Essex Art Center, and afterwards I felt so grateful. I wanted to help out. And the more I helped out, the more
we gave him to do.
But the more involved I became, and you became part of the family.
Yeah.
And as I worked more and more, I began to see what they were doing, helping the children of Lawrence, a lot of them underprivileged, who to learn about art, give them opportunities that they may never have had other ways.
Yeah.
And also from the other communities around, the ones, the children just were wonderful.
Yeah. I was telling Leslie that I was watching one of the inner city Lawrence students, high school kid probably, who otherwise probably would not be in such a good place. And he happened to be very talented. He was a talented artist, but he had the venue that you provided him in order to express and show off this extraordinary talent. And the focus and pride that you guys are able to provide these students are amazing.
So we offer art classes for all ages because in the schools, lately, in the past 10 years or so, the art has disappeared out of the curriculum. So the Essex Art Center is where you can come and learn how to do art. And people might ask, well, what does art do for you? But it actually teaches you how to look beyond just seeing, and it also gives you a chance to use your critical thinking skills and building on your creativity so that you can take that into every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
So it's not just making art, it's actually learning life skills.
Yep. And you bring people in from all over. It's people from Lawrence, people from North Andover, Boxford, and they all kind of come in, all these people from all walks of life, and kind
work
of
together
blend their
and
life.
join together.
Right? So that's another thing that I've watched. You know, I was kind of kidding you about being a ham, which you aren't. You actually are one of the most humble people I've ever met. And I remember when I first met you, and again, you're very quiet and demure, and then I heard your story, which is absolutely amazing to me as to how you decided and when you decided to get into this venture. So I'm wondering if you could share a little. Could you share a little of that?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So I went back to Bradford College after my children were older and in school, and to finish, I had never really finished my college education, and so I went back to Bradford and enrolled in an art history. My major was art history. Through that, I met Helen Torrey and Linda Maddox, and so the three of us were graduating from college as older students, and
Now you look like you were younger.
and we were
So old.
trying to figure out what we were going to do now that we had this college education. What the heck are we going to do? So over my kitchen table on Friday nights, we would get together and have a meal, and we were discussing our future. And a community art center came up because that would allow all of us to use our newly found skills. And so Lawrence came to the forefront because we knew that there wasn't any organized art established in the area, and also we knew that rent would be cheap. So that's why we kind of came. Then we went and started doing our research on the foundation support, and for Lawrence there were several organizations that would support us. So not long after that, we met Betty Beeland, who was the executive director of the Stevens Foundation. We call her our angel because she introduced us to all the right people in the Lawrence area that would help us out, and she herself helped us greatly. So we took on space on Essex Street for free for 6 months from Vincent Landers, who has an electrical business here in North Andover.
He's a North Andover guy, yeah.
And he allowed us to have his building that was not occupied at the time. And that was back in 1993 that we got our lease for 6 months and opened the doors in February of 1994 for school vacation, and we had about 10 high school students come to our first workshops. And that's where we started, and now during school vacation we have over 200 children come.
Wow.
During the summer we have over 800.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So was it nerve-wracking when the 10 students came in? Were you surprised, or were you hoping for...
No, because, well, we had maybe 4 different workshops, so there were probably like 2 in each workshop or something. I mean,
Yeah.
it was but we did get some people to come. That was great.
Yep.
So after that, it just kept growing. I mean, it just by word of mouth, and because we never had any money for advertising or anything, mothers would talk to one another, and schools were helping us out. And so our audience grew and grew. So within 18 months, we were grown out of the space that we had, and Chet Seidel, who was a business owner and mill owner in Lawrence, he used to come down to that Loft and Ladle for lunch every day, and he'd come in and have, ask how we're doing and everything. So one day he said, well, I have some space for you. Come on over and see what you think. And we went over, and it was where we are now, 56 Island Street. It's an old mill building that is just perfect for our art programming. It has cement floors and big windows, and we've been there ever since, and we've little by little improved the building. And then 2 years ago we did a major renovation with the help of Mass Cultural Council money and also donations from a lot of people. So we have a beautiful building now, lovely gallery
we have some
space.
pictures, don't we, that you took?
Yes.
So
While you're looking for the pictures, so if I were going to be giving somebody direct, not everybody knows where Island Street is. Only the
Right.
cool kids know. So
Island Street runs parallel with the canal. So you would come off from Marston Street onto Canal Street, and then at the set of lights you take a left onto Union, and you come around, and we're right on Island Street. The old landmarks were Ippolito's Furniture Building,
Right, they're gone.
and Southwick Men's.
Right.
But everything's gone now. So
New Balance is a good landmark. If
New
you're
Balance
going
is on the
over, you have
other
to go over the
yeah,
bridge,
across the bridge,
which
yeah.
is now
yeah,
operable again. A beautiful new bridge.
which is good.
Yeah, and there's plenty of parking in the back.
There's
Plenty.
plenty of parking.
Yeah.
All lit, and we're in a very nice area that is now residential area on top of being business. So very
Yep.
mixed use.
Yeah. So, do we have that being shown right now?
We have a picture here of the side
Yeah,
of
we
the
do, yeah.
entrance to the Essex Art Center.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's a converted mill building, brick.
We do have a banner and a sign that's not photographed that is on the front of the building. So if you're looking for us, look for a big banner that's on
Yeah.
the side of the building.
I took these pictures a couple of days ago, and there were just too many cars in front of the building, so I couldn't photograph the front of the building. So this is the side there. You've got this has been newly renovated, and you've got a lot of vegetation growing on the side there, a lot of plants and stuff that have been put in, landscaped. So it's in good shape. It's a good building. Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe we could go inside the building. You have some pictures of the inside too?
Yeah, we have some pictures inside the building. The first thing you see when you go in is the gallery. Okay, and right now this is what is showing in the gallery. Particular interest is the picture of Obama. It is made entirely out of pennies. And they're just some are the bright new pennies, some are tarnished old pennies that give different color. And around the perimeter are the silver pennies from World War II time when they were made out of zinc. So that's an amazing piece. It's huge, must weigh a ton. Who hung it up, Leslie?
Well, it took 3 very strong young men to do it. So it does weigh a lot of pounds. So a lot of pennies. It weighs a lot of pennies.
A lot of pennies.
And then further down the wall, the artwork is made from shredded dollar bills that this young man works with.
Yep.
And they're the portraits that you see there.
The portrait of Kennedy and
That's a wrapper.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I'm a dinosaur, so I don't know who it is, but I've been told it's a wrapper. So we have a gallery space where we try to show local artists. This is a group of artists. It's called Elevated Thought Production, and it is young men who were educated in Lawrence and who have come back and want to give back to the community in an artistic way.
Yeah.
So they have renovated a skate park, and they do large-scale murals in the
Yeah.
city. So they're a lovely group. So, but our shows change every 6 to 8 weeks, and it can be anything from painting to sculpture to. We've even had like some beds that were installed in one of the show because it was a show all about beds. So.
Kind of
Yeah.
funky stuff too, right?
And if you check our website, you can see what's there in the gallery.
Yeah.
And then we have another gallery, which is called the Elizabeth Beelan Gallery, named after Betty Beelan.
Which is this picture here.
This artwork.
In the same building.
It's in
Same building.
Same building.
Yep, 2 galleries. And this work is by a young man who is attending the master's program at the museum school. And this is kind of his project that he did. It's some of it's self-portraits, but he's also written a story that goes along with this, and it's it's just really a very bizarre story, as you can tell by the paintings.
Okay.
So, but
This is the actual new construction that you've had in the school.
yep. We had a wonderful architect, Rob Bramhall, who took our space and used it very effectively and efficiently. And he wanted to give us a signature kind of wall in our office, and that's what they came up with, which I think is just lovely.
Yeah,
So-
it really has a nice effect when you walk in, I have to say.
Yeah, it gives that artistic flair.
Yeah.
whatever.
It certainly does.
And, you know, it's a very upscale inside, but it's also very welcoming to people of all walks of life.
I hope so, because that's what we were very afraid of, is we never want to be intimidating. And one of the things is, when we did create the Art Center, was to break down those walls, to make sure that people did feel welcome and that they were not intimidated.
Right.
So.
Right, and you can go in there anytime.
You can go in there
And
when we're open.
I know when I've walked in, I've always felt, very welcome. It's not,
Good.
People pouncing on you and worried about you touching something.
Right.
It is. I can't emphasize that
Oh, good.
enough. Just a very welcoming environment.
And the gallery is open from,
10 to 6, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
and it's open to the public, so anyone can go in and
Absolutely.
enjoy it. You can go in and see that picture of Obama
Yeah,
and marvel at
that's
it.
incredible.
And we have opening receptions that the public are also welcome to, and they're usually on the Friday of the opening. And we have refreshments, and anyone's welcome.
So, yeah, you've got some other great pictures here that kind of depict the programs that you have, which are terrific.
That
Maybe-
is our website is www.essexartcenter.org, and our telephone number is 978-685-2343. So if you have any questions, just give us a call, and most of it's on the website. So if you check it out, it's actually a work in progress, but it's pretty informative. So.
Yeah, we have some pictures of, these are the children in the class. I'm not sure what, they were all young kids and they were having a great time, and I went in and just took some quick photographs of them. So you can see the variety of children that are in the classes.
Yes.
And they show that, we do clay and we do painting and drawing, and
Here's the clay class.
this is an adult class. Yep.
Here they are getting their hands dirty.
And you don't have to be good at it. You can just come, and we're there for you to learn, not for you to think that you have to know before you come.
Yep. So what is this? That looks like fun.
That's working on the wheel in clay.
Yep.
It's probably the most challenging thing that you're going to do, but it's also really fun.
I like the idea of getting
It's
my
really,
hands
you
into
get
that.
muddy.
Yeah.
It all washes out, though.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
No, it's great. It's really a fun thing to do. So.
And so you have your own kilns, and
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, I think I have one of your bowls that was from Soups On
Okay,
that you guys donated.
People contribute to
And
that.
I love it. I
good.
love that bowl. I put my cereal in it every morning, and I think of you, Leslie
Oh,
Costello.
good.
I do.
I wish I had made it for you, but I didn't. It was one of our students. So.
Yep.
But that's the good thing about Lawrence too, is that there's all the nonprofits that work so
That's
closely together, and on top of it, Jericho Road assisting us along the way.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice mix.
And you have some summer classes as well, correct?
We do. We have a whole summer program that's on our website right now. That I caution you, if you are going to sign your children up, do it early, because it does fill up, and we do have over 800 students during the summer. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's a very, very varied selection.
And so how do you, I know you write grants like I do.
Yep.
I have one due very shortly. But how else? I know you have some fundraisers. You've got one coming up.
do.
I'd love to talk about that, because
Oh,
that's
good.
one of the most bouncy things going on in town these
Is
days.
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
new
good.
paint. Absolutely.
Well, our annual fundraiser is called New Paint, and what it is it's 30 artists that go into the community on June 1st, and they paint from 8 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which at that point they are due back to Osgood Landing, which is in North Andover. That is where we're going to have our function, our auction. And so it is a ticketed item. You have to buy a ticket for $55, and that includes your dinner and the auction and all the fun that happens at the event. I think it's an exciting event because of the paintings themselves being made that day. There's an energy to the whole event, don't you think? And what Les
Absolutely.
does is he goes around and photographs all the artists as they're working that day, and then he also photographs the work at the end. But we show all those photos so that people can understand how those paintings are made during the day.
Yep. So you've got one here.
This is Caleb Stone. He's
Yeah.
from Ipswich. He's been with us, I think, almost every new paint, and we're on our 15th.
So you
So-
mean to tell me that he did that all in one day?
He does. He can do a couple of them. He's very good at it.
He's painting in North Andover here at Barker's Farms.
Oh, that's where that is.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous. And I have to say, though, the photo of him painting is also gorgeous. that you did. So I may bid on just the photo.
Well, you're welcome to.
Well, this year will be a whole other painting.
Right,
That was
yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
But it's a matter of like go out, everybody just go out, find a place, paint, bring it back to Essex Art.
Not
to
actually they
Essex
go to
Art.
Osgood Landing
That's
because then they we don't have to transport them. And so what happens is they are wet paintings, and sometimes the person who purchases that painting has been known to wear the painting on themselves,
Right.
which is a problem. But
Right.
very rarely.
Right.
But
Well, what do we have here?
this day it was raining.
last year.
And so this gentleman, one of the artists, sat in the back of his van and painted on Essex Street in Lawrence. And so he was sheltering from the rain in there.
Do you know what he was painting?
He painted this
That,
picture of
okay.
the Tripoli Bakery.
Oh my gosh, yes it is.
Okay.
I love that picture.
So
I love their
they're an enterprising group. They
Yeah.
can sit in the back of their vans and
It's all
and paint
about creative
pictures.
thinking.
It's-
Thinking
Big.
out of the
Doesn't
box
dawn- it
or out
doesn't
of
dawn
the
them.
out of the van.
So,
Think out of
right.
the van.
Yeah.
What else do you have?
This is Janet Hamlin. She's from Andover, and she's painting actually very close to our building. And so that's just the first stage of a painting.
Yeah, just across the canal from the
She's got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So this is Barbara Moody. Barbara Moody is she teaches at Montserrat College of Art in Beverly, but she's also been the dean there. She now wants just to teach the students. So she's been with us almost every new paint as well. And these were her cupcakes that she did last year. They're beautifully done. They're textural, and she's just an amazing painter.
She's a very accomplished artist,
yeah,
isn't she?
She's very accomplished. So.
And who got to eat the real cupcakes afterwards?
I think she
I
did.
think she did.
I think
She
she did
did.
too.
She did, yes.
I think she
Okay.
did too. They were at the end of the
Greedy
day. They were
woman.
like
Yeah.
she earned them. She
They weren't
earned
there
them.
in the evening, I'll say that.
All right.
So she is one of the artists that does choose to paint at the art center. She stays there all day at the art center
Okay.
painting. So if you want, everybody can come and see like who's out and about
Right.
painting that day.
Yeah.
We don't really advertise where they are, but if you want to go out looking for them, you can go. and see.
Yeah.
This photograph was actually taken in the back, one of the back rooms of the art center, one of the classrooms.
Okay.
So, and this is Ed Rice. He's from Melrose. He is a very fine watercolorist, and he chose to do the Andover.
I was
stain.
going to say,
And
let's
Andover
guess where it
Station.
is, but I was
Yeah.
going to guess the Andover
Yeah.
Station.
But
Yeah.
but again, it was raining, so he painted it in the art center. So he's doing this.
Okay.
A photograph.
I think he was using a photograph. Yeah.
So, yeah. So then, part of the art center's new paint auction is student work from the Lawrence High School students.
Okay.
And this is an example of this year, what will be on auction. And so from the funds that are raised from the 5 pieces that will be in the auction, which I think we have more than just this one, those proceeds go back into a scholarship fund, which we award to Lawrence High School students who are going on to a higher learning. So that Marilyn Monroe is, it's all sequins. And so it would be 3-dimensional almost.
And kids drew these?
These are from these are
high school
students.
kids
High
from
school
Lawrence
students.
High School drew these.
Made
right?
them. Yep.
So
and this is
you
the
know when
photograph.
people start talking about how awful Lawrence is, and that we're about to implode, there's some pretty spectacular things.
And this
people,
is colored pencil. This piece right here.
Colored pencil,
which is
okay.
amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
So. But so there's many aspects of the fundraiser. So this is the student work is one of them. The new paint, which is the paintings that are painted that day, that's another student work. So.
I love
this is
that.
another new paint painting. This is a
Auburn,
very
Susan Neeland.
Yeah.
And where is that? That looks
Well, it's the
familiar.
same rainy day,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
we just checked the weather, and I think Saturday is supposed to be okay, so it won't rain, I hope.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bother us all that much, but it does gives a little bit of a kink in the
Yeah.
process. But I'm not sure where that is.
She lives in Haverhill. I think it might have been in Haverhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, it's very
So-
well done.
you know, if you don't have a ton of money, you can still come, you know,
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And still have a terrific time.
Enjoy the food. The food is
Let's
fabulous.
talk about that.
The food.
Let us talk about the food. I want to hear about that and the music and the people.
Well, the food is catered by 2 chefs out of Lowell, and they've been doing it for a number of years now, and it's fabulous. Just really fabulous food. That it's not a sit-down dinner. It's a buffet where you go around to the different stations, and pick up what you want. There is music. We have Gary Seidel, who's going to play the piano.
Okay.
And,
terrific.
I don't know if you've read about the Liberace piano lately in the news, because there's going to be an HBO program on Liberace.
Okay.
But he had a rhinestone piano.
Yeah.
Well, we have created a piano of our own. It's going to actually surround Gary's keyboard, electric keyboard. But we wanted to make it look like a grand piano, so you should come see that, if nothing else, right?
Double-covered piano.
It's all bejeweled.
He's a terrific
Talk
musician.
about innovative. Wait till you see that piano.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fun.
So just as a recap, if I wanted to go to New Paint, which I do, and I can't imagine why people wouldn't want to.
Well, you have to go on our website.
Okay.
And all the information will be on the website, but and our website is www.essexartcenter.org, and you can buy tickets there. You can come to the Art Center, and you can certainly get your tickets at the Art Center. There is no physical ticket. What it is a registration, so that your name will be at the door, and we'll just check you off when you come. You can go to the door the night of the event, which is June 1st at 6 p.m., and you can buy your ticket there, but it would be $65 instead of the $55 before. And then you can come and eat and drink and look at the artwork, and then the auction begins at 8 o'clock, and the auctioneer is Matt Noyes from the TV station, NECN. Is it NECN?
I don't know. I'm not
and
sure.
He's the weatherman, and
he does a fabulous job of auctioning them
he's
off.
a young man from Haverhill who has wonderful energy, and so he auctions everything off. And then there is, after the live auction, when all the paintings have been auctioned off, there's a silent auction. And that silent auction is artwork that's been donated by artists that have done their work in the studio. It can be clay, it can be, more photography, and things that take a little bit longer. So, and then
we have an example here of some of the. This will be in the silent auction.
That's a picture.
That's a photograph of North Andover.
I know exactly where that is. That's right near where the top of the scales.
The hay scales.
Hay scales used to be, and right around the corner is the North Parish
Unitarian
Universalist Church that I was having a hard time saying. And that's where Jericho Road started, so I have to put in that plug as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also want to make sure that people understand that New Paint is not at Island Street. It is
at Osgood Landing, which is on 125. It's 1580 Osgood Landing.
Right.
And it's on 125 in North Andover, and you would enter directly across from the North Andover Police Station. Is where you would enter. Right. And there'll be signs, and there'll be balloons, and
plenty of parking there.
Plenty of parking. Lots and lots of parking. So it's June 1st.
Yep. The old Lucent building.
PM.
I know we're now calling it Osgood Landing, and that is what it's known as now.
Yep.
But just for us old fogies, right?
Yep, for those of us who know everything around.
Yep. And I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, just June 1st, and it begins at 6 p.m. The actual auction isn't until 8, but come and have dinner and have a good time.
Yeah, and have a good time, because that's really what it's all about.
It's really fun.
Yep.
It has a nice energy to it.
Yep. And if you can't make New Paint, then please stop by and see Leslie Costello, the TV star.
Or anyone.
You and me, right?
So, everyone's welcome.
Right. So I want to thank you guys for joining us today on the Jericho Road Show. If you're interested in learning more about Jericho Road, please contact me. My number is 978-604-8803. We continue to welcome the great professional talents of people like Les Wood and our other Jericho Road volunteers. So give me a whistle. I'll buy you a cup of coffee, and we'll have some good conversation. And I promise that we'll get off topic all the way, and I'll learn all about your personal lives. So join us on the road, and come back and watch us on the Jericho Road Show again. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.